If you're over 40 and thinking about having a child, or you've been trying and something feels off, this video is for you. Not for the clinical brochure version of you. For the actual man sitting there wondering whether his age is already working against him. And the answer, honestly, it is. But not in the way most people think. And more importantly, not in a way that's beyond your control. Today, we're talking about age and sperm after 40. What's actually happening inside your body, what the research says, and what you can do about it starting this week. Let's start with the hormone that runs the whole operation, testosterone. After the age of 40, your testosterone drops roughly 0.8% every single year. That's not dramatic in year one, but compound that over a decade, over 2 decades, and you're dealing with a fundamentally different hormonal environment than you had at 30. Now here's what most men don't understand. Testosterone doesn't just affect how you feel in the gym or how interested you are in your partner on a Tuesday night. It runs your reproductive system. Specifically, it drives a chain reaction in your brain called the HPG axis, the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, which tells your testes how much sperm to produce, how fast, and how well. When testosterone drops, that signal weakens. And when that signal weakens, sperm pays the price. So what specifically happens to your sperm after 40? Let's go through it plainly. No jargon, no filler. Volume goes down. The amount of fluid your body produces per ejaculation starts to decline. That matters because sperm needs that fluid to survive the journey. Count goes down. Fewer sperm per milliliter. Studies consistently show men over 40 produce measurably lower sperm concentrations than men in their 20s, even men who feel completely healthy. Motility goes down. This is the big one. Motility is how well your sperm move, whether they swim straight and fast toward an egg, or whether they're drifting sideways and running out of steam. After 40, the percentage of sperm with good forward movement declines. And infertility, a slow swimmer might as well not exist. And then there's DNA fragmentation. This one doesn't show up on a basic semen analysis, which is exactly why it catches men off guard. As you age, the genetic material packed inside each sperm cell becomes more vulnerable to damage. Higher fragmentation means even if sperm reaches the egg, fertilization becomes harder and early pregnancy complications become more likely. This is the bit nobody told you. You were probably told that fertility is primarily the woman's issue after a certain age. That's not accurate. Male fertility declines too. It just declines more quietly. Now here's where it gets useful, because declining doesn't mean done. Your testes are producing sperm right now. Today, from stem cells. Unlike a woman who is born with all the eggs she'll ever have, you are manufacturing sperm continuously, a new batch roughly every 74 days. That cycle is your window. What you do over the next 2 to 3 months directly shapes the quality of the sperm your body produces at the end of that cycle. So let's talk about what actually moves the needle. CoQ10, coenzyme Q10. This compound is involved in energy production at the cellular level, specifically inside the mitochondria, which powers sperm motility. As you age, CoQ10 levels in your body naturally decline. Clinical research has shown supplementing with CoQ10, typically between 200 and 600 milligrams daily, can improve both sperm motility and concentration in men with poor baseline results. If your sperm aren't swimming well, this is one of the first compounds worth looking at. Zinc. Your testes have one of the highest concentrations of zinc of any tissue in your body. That's not a coincidence. Zinc is directly involved in testosterone synthesis, sperm production, and protecting sperm DNA from oxidative damage. Low zinc is consistently associated with low sperm count and poor morphology, meaning misshapen sperm. Getting your zinc levels checked is worthwhile before you start supplementing, but most men eating a Western diet aren't getting enough. Selenium. Often overlooked, often undersupplied in the diet. Selenium is critical for the structural integrity of sperm, particularly the tail, which is what generates forward movement. Selenium deficiency has been directly linked to poor motility and abnormal sperm shape. A single Brazil nut contains your entire daily requirement. Though if you're looking for a consistent, measured dose, a supplement makes more sense. Ashwagandha. This one works through a different mechanism. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. It helps your body manage cortisol. And here's the thing about cortisol. When it's chronically elevated, which it is for most men over 40 who are managing careers, mortgages, aging parents, and everything else, it suppresses the hormonal signals that drive testosterone production. Multiple clinical trials have shown ashwagandha supplementation raises testosterone levels, improves sperm count, and increases motility in men with fertility concerns. It's one of the few herbal compounds with decent human trial data behind it. Quick pause. Before we continue, as we are talking about men's health and well-being, here's something worth knowing. If you've been feeling frustrated or even embarrassed about changes in bedroom performance, sensitivity, stamina, or desire, you're not alone. And it's not your fault. There's a 100% natural solution that's already helped thousands of men feel confident and energized again. No pills, no injections, no procedures, no surgery, no risky shortcuts. Just a simple, easy home remedy you can make at home, designed to support what researchers are now calling the manhood molecule, a key factor for arousal, blood flow, and lasting power. Find out more. There's a link in the description and in the pinned comment. Check it out. It could be the very thing you've been looking for. Okay, let's return to today's topic. Here's something I want to address directly. A lot of men in their 40s don't know where they actually stand. They assume things are fine because nothing has obviously gone wrong. But sperm quality is invisible. You can't feel it. You can't tell from the outside. And a standard GP appointment won't test for it unless you specifically ask, and sometimes not even then. This is why at-home sperm testing kits have become genuinely useful, not as a replacement for a proper fertility workup, but as a starting point. A way to get baseline data on your count and motility from your own home before you're sitting in a clinic being told you should have dealt with this 6 months ago. Knowledge is the leverage point here. You can't optimize what you haven't measured. Let me bring this together. After 40, your testosterone is declining at roughly 0.8% a year. Your sperm volume, count, and motility are all trending downward. DNA fragmentation risk is rising. And most men have no idea any of this is happening because nothing hurts. Decline is quiet. But the biology also gives you something real to work with. A 74-day production cycle. Compounds with actual evidence behind them. CoQ10, zinc, selenium, ashwagandha. Lifestyle factors that move the needle. Sleep, stress reduction, avoiding heat around the testes, cutting excessive alcohol. And now, accessible testing that lets you see where you stand before you're in crisis mode. Your age is a factor. It is not a sentence. If you found this useful, share it with a man over 40 who's thinking about this and hasn't said it out loud yet. Because that guy exists in your life. And he probably needs to hear this more than he needs another video about gym supplements. Drop a comment below with your age and where you're at in the process. I read every single one. And if you want the full breakdown on which 3 everyday foods produce a lot sperm in men of all ages, even over 40s, the next video covers exactly that.